Hi, I'm Mark McPherson. Welcome to another one of my blogs in the series, 52 blogs in 52 weeks, with each blog being about one of my 52 types of people who are poorly behaved and at times downright difficult. This week I'm talking about type 28, the accuser, and as the name suggests, is a person who accuses others of wrongdoing. Now, before we go any further, let me say there's nothing inherently wrong with accusing people, though that may not be the term that I always like to use. For example, we might have told or asked or discussed with and negotiated with our son, for example, our teenage son, to tidy up their room by 6 p.m. when you come home from work. So you get home from work and you find it's not done. So you turn around and say, John, you were directed, told, asked, whatever, to tidy up your room by 6 p.m. this evening for when I come home. Now that's not being done. See, so you are accusing your son there of a wrongdoing, and same thing at work. Maybe you say something like this to a customer. Mr. Jones, that's 3 times now you've sworn during this conversation. To be precise, you've actually used the F word 3 times to describe me personally and this organisation. That behaviour, that language is not acceptable. So you are accusing then Mr. Jones of swearing, of a wrongdoing. So it's not the accusation that's actually the problem here. The problem with the accuser is that they have sort of 3 things to their arsenal there that they use that I think makes them badly behaved and at times downright difficult. The first one is this. They often accuse people of a wrongdoing knowing full well they haven't actually done it. The second thing that annoys me, I think, is in the arsenal of the accuser, is they often accuse people who are vulnerable, who are unable to defend themselves. And the third thing is that they usually accuse people in a way which I find totally unacceptable. And there's 2 ways that they do this. So let me talk about that in particular. One way in which they accuse people is what I call it's underhanded, it's sort of underneath, and it's covert, and it's not up front, and they do it without directly saying you've done something wrong, but that's the implication. Now, way up the other end here, we have people who are much more aggressive in their accusation. You did this, you did wrong, I'm going to get you, so they add other things in like threatening as well. But why don't we just talk about this thing where people sort of go under the radar a little bit with this covert accusation. And I've got an example of it. It came up this week. A woman I was dealing with, her name was Susan. For the benefit of this video, her name is Susan. And she said that she has a team of about 20 odd people, an organisation of 15,000 people, and she has some funds to deal with for projects and the like. Now, her manager used the underhand technique, as I call it, this covert technique of accusing her by telling her at the last minute that she'd organised for some auditors to come in from outside the organisation to look at her finances, her department. Now that is not necessarily a bad thing, but here's the thing. She never discussed with Susan why the auditors were coming in. She never said that there was any problems or anything. The organisation of 15,000 odd people has its own finance department who actually looked after Susan's finances. So why was there a need for external auditors? Well, all that Susan's boss would give her was things like, oh, we're here to help you. I know it's so hard being a manager, and I just thought this would be a great way of helping you. So there was never any direct accusation, but she felt that she was being accused, and she felt that those around her thought that she was being accused. After all, the mud sticks, even when it's not even a really obvious, you did this wrong sort of bit of mud. It's the underhanded sort of just splattering of mud on people. So that's one of those 2 main ways that really bug me about the way the accuser accuses people. Of course, there's a middle of the line thing here, which is where people are more diplomatically assertive in their accusation. But if they're accusing people knowing that they shouldn't be accusing them, that they've actually done no wrong, and they're accusing people in a way which someone who's just vulnerable and an easy target, then I think that really is very, very unfair. So that wraps it up for me for the accuser. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great time. I hope everything's under control. Look after yourselves, look after your family, and I hope you're having a great day. All the very best.